Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So we'll continue the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sloka number 9. Punyagandha prit, prit, पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चांसि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चांसि तपस्विषु. I am the original fragrance of earth and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives and I am the penance of all ascetics. So here we see that Krishna is telling the last, this one, Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya, and then here he's talking about the Punyagandha Prithvyam Cha. So this, like all the natural elements, he's one by one he's telling, and then he's telling that how we can actually see the Lord in the nature. So that's what the Lord is actually telling here. And then we'll see the purport. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance, as the flavor and fragrance in a flower, or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor and the original flavor which permeates everything is Krishna. So we see that everything has its original flavor. Rose has its original flavor, and now we have scents. It's just like you mix it chemicals and then bring somewhat similar to that smell and things like that. So, but the original flavor that is there, that is Krishna. It's mentioned here. And similarly, everything has a particular original taste, and this taste can be changed by mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, some taste, right? So vibhavasu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat is the fire. The heat in the fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to a low temperature in the belly. So even for digestion, fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemical and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. So this is all ways in which Krishna is teaching us how to see Him. So many times people ask that, can you show me God? So yeah, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says like how to see God. So you read that and you see God accordingly. Why do you want God to be present, in front of you directly? And what qualification do you have, to see the God in that way, right? So it's like another aspect is that if we want to get some appreciation or something from like so many letters of like prime minister has signed this letter and things like that and all. Actually, if you see, like he would have delegated it to somebody, and then you can get to that person, and you can get the job done. So it is as good as prime minister has did this job for you. But then if you are very very special, then you can get personal audience of such a person. So even for an ordinary prime minister also, you have to go through so much. And God is so cheap that he has to appear in front whenever it's called for. You know. So there is one nice drama is there where God on trial. So where a group of people have made a court case saying that if God were to exist, then he has to appear before this court, and he has to prove himself that he exists. Otherwise, we'll declare there is no God. So, and it was going on, and it's like a devotee drama. So a devotee comes there and he argues argues the case, and then they say like, "Where is God? No, like who are you?" Then, "I am the advocate of God." And then he says that okay, like he gives so many arguments as it gives in Bhagavad Gita. He gives a lot of arguments, and then finally he wins the case like that. So, anyways, so this is the way of seeing God. And in one lecture, Srila Prabhupada says, why are you giving so much stress, for the capacity of seeing? Why don't, this is one of the ways of acquiring the knowledge. There are 5 knowledge acquiring senses are there. So of them, sight is only one of them. So why don't you hear God? We are presenting Hare Krishna mantra. It's like non-different from God. So why don't you hear God? Why are you putting so much stress on seeing only? And Prabhupada used to tell that seeing has so much of faults. Like you can see only certain things, and you cannot see certain things. Like there is a range within which like you can actually see things. The visible objects are there within a particular range. There are many objects which are not visible, so but they exist, so which can be seen through some other mechanism, or like if you see most of the cases, the ghost and other things we cannot see, but the dogs can see. The living entities like that, they can see, but we cannot see. We have a certain limit to which we can actually see. So but that's why, like, sometimes these kind of bad spirits are there, so then these dogs starts barking like anything, right? So in the night times, like, you see, a lot of dogs starts barking in the streets. So anyways, if you are Krishna conscious, you don't need to worry much about it. So here we see that Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. O son of Pratap, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Purport: Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 84 lakh species of life. Some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna. As stated in Vedic literature, Brahman, or the supreme absolute truth, is that from which everything emanates. Now, anybody knows what is the statement? Brahman is that which from everything emanates. It is Janmadi Asya Yataha. So Janmadi means creation, maintenance, and destruction. So it's a list of items. Janmadi Asya Yataha. So means like from whom comes the creation, maintenance, and destruction. Right? So Janmadi Asya Yataha. So this is one of the Vedanta Sutras also. And Srimad Bhagavatam starts with this word, Janmadi Asya Yataha. Etonvayad itaratas charteshva abhigna Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muhyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Shargo Mrisha Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Kohakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this Satyam Param Dhimahi, so that Satyam Param, that absolute truth, is the one from whom Janmadi, the creation, maintenance, and destruction happens. And then this same absolute truth is Swarat. This same absolute truth is Abhigna. He knows everything that exists. This same absolute truth is the first one to give knowledge, Vedic knowledge, to Lord Brahma. And because of this absolute truth, everyone in the whole creation is bewildered. And even great, what is that? Muhyanti Yat Suraya. Even the demigods and great personalities, they get bewildered because of Krishna. And like this is the thing that is mentioned. So Janmadi Ashayata is like a Vedanta Sutra. So Janmadi Ashayata, like, is a Vedanta Sutra, but there is no absolute truth over there. There is no reference to Brahman and things like that. So Vedanta Sutra full, it is describing only about Brahman. So Raso Vai Saha. Saha means like that person, right? So Raso Vai, he is, that is this one, rasa, like no, all kinds of mellows, no, raso vai saha, no, janmadhyashatah, and then in this way, like no, various this ones are mentioned, various Vedanta sutras are mentioned. So one of these sutras is this. So when we are reading Srila Prabhupada's purports, it is not just some English explanation that Prabhupada has given. So we can actually trace out that he's translating or he's putting the Vedanta Sutras or Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita in form of English. It is not just simple some composition of text. No, it is like directly the Vedic literatures, even the purports. Krishna is Parabrahman, the Supreme Spirit. No, we have in Bhagavad Gita itself, Parabrahman, Parandama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Brahman is impersonal and Paramatma is personal. And impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect that is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. So Krishna mentions that. So this is like, we can see that how every line is, it's a translation of something. Therefore, originally Krishna is the source of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna, like Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the root, right? So Yathataror Mula. So he's the root. So as the root of a tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna begins being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. So this is also like from the Vedic statements only. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literatures, Kata Upanishad, Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam, Yo Vidadati Kaman. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities. And he alone is maintaining all life. Eko Bahunam, Eka means like one, Bahu means many. So this Eka is Bahunam, no, for like for the this one, for the Bahu, what he is doing, Yo Vidadati, no, Dadati means to give, no, Yo Vidadati Kaman. So all this Bahu, no, all the Bahu or the many living entities, whatever Kama they have, whatever desires they have. So who is fulfilling this Eka? No, this is how the Vedic literatures like no, they talk about Nitya, Nityanam. So Nitya means like singular and Nityanam is like plural. And then no Chetanas Chetananam. So like this, now it's talking about one eternal, many eternals. And then one conscious being and many conscious being, right? So this is like from grammar we can understand this. And then Eka, no, that singular entity which we were talking about, Bahunam, and to that, no, this like many entities which are there, no, Vidadati Kaman. So he is fulfilling the desires of all the living entities, right? So just before, Prabhupada was taking another example, which is also from one of the Upanishads or some text somewhere. So like how the root maintains the entire tree. There can be so much of branches, so many leaves, so many fruits. So it's all maintained by one root. In the same way, like it is the whole material creation is material and spiritual creation is maintained by the Supreme Lord, single, right? So the Vedanta is very, very clear. No, Upanishads are very, very clear. So they are putting as a singular object, that one entity and many entities. So if it all to be one, so then they would not use this grammar here. Eka and Bahu. No, they would not use this thing, right? So one cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. Okay, text 11. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraha vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire, and I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of Bharatas, Arjuna. So, purport: the strong men's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Right. So this is like a gift of Krishna. The strength is a gift of Krishna, and it should be used in service of Krishna. And similarly, sex life, according to the religious principles, dharma, should be for propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offsprings Krishna conscious. So this kind of a sex life, is Krishna is telling, it's as good as the brahmacharya. Is a very sacred kind of a sexual indulgence. But then if it is done for other purpose, so then it becomes like adharma, right? So that is why it is mentioned dharma aviruddho, no, bhuteshu aviruddha, no, it is not without viruddha to dharma. So that kind of a karma is asmi, like I am. Krishna is telling. So text 12, Echaiva satvika bhava rajasa tamasa chaye matta eveti tan viddhi natvaham teshu te mayi. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. So, this is, as we had studied in the fourth chapter, this is one of the essential transcendental knowledge that we need to have, that Lord is beyond the material nature. That he is again mentioning here. Know that all states of being, they be goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. So Krishna manifests three modes of nature, but Krishna is not affected by it, right? So sometimes we create something and we become affected by it, right? So our creation, we become attached to it. Krishna, like he creates, but then he is not attached to anything. Detachment is the biggest opulence that Krishna has. He is not attached to anything and he is not influenced by anything, right? So if we are influenced by something that we create, that means we are not the independent creator. That means something is there. It's not that I have created this thing. If I have created this thing, I will have complete control over it, and that object will not control me. For example, if I earn money, so then after some time I get addicted to the money. So then that means like I have not earned the money. It has been given to me. If I would have created that, then the money would not control me. I would be controlling the money, right? So nothing in this world, we can, in this way, when we analyze, we see that we become influenced by everything. So that means we are not controller of anything and we are not creator of anything. Creator is somebody else, right? So we have just been, made to feel that we are the creator. No, that's all. So we are not the creator. Like for some example, this mason has built the, or engineer has built the building, and then he can say, okay, I put the ceiling over here, and then the question is asked, okay, are you making sure the chemical bond is staying over there, or how is it happening? The chemical bonding is there. No, I just made use of it. And who is doing this chemical bonding? It's Krishna. Without his support, you cannot do this. Krishna just makes us think that, okay, you have done it. Okay, no, it's good. So just like when small kids, when they want to do something and it's very difficult task to do, then the parents, they do it themselves and say, hey, you did a very good job. So like that. So the Lord is Lord is with this three modes of nature. He's just telling, okay, kartaham iti manyate. You can understand that you are the karta. But actually three modes of nature is doing, actually the Lord is doing, from his side. So in this way, like we can understand, so that we are under the modes of nature. But when the Lord thinks, Lord is also thinking like, no, I am doing. So if I think I am doing, it's a problem. If Lord thinks I am doing, it's not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem because factually he is doing. So we are not doing factually. So he is doing factually. So when he says, like when the Lord use, I am, aham, no, that's not aham bhav. No, he is the actual person to use that I am. Now, when we use the I am, so then it becomes a problem. So he is the actual proprietor of the word I. So, okay. Purport. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subjected to them. For instance, under the state law, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subjected to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, but Krishna is not subjected to material nature. Therefore, he is nirguna, which means that these gunas or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. And that is one of the special characteristics of Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now this word nirguna is actually in a wrong sense used by the Mayavadis. So now we can understand the complexity of the subject matter to be clarified. So now we have material nature, and then there is spiritual nature is there, and we have to negate this also sometimes. Like that which is not in the material nature is called as like nirguna, right? And then there is also spiritual guna is there. So at a time we can handle only two things in any equation. No, at a time we can handle only two things. So material, non-material. and spiritual, and spiritual and material, or neutral and material, neutral and spiritual. So like that. So when statements like this, I'm just putting it in a very, very simple way still. So there is so many levels and categories of things are there. So how on earth you can have a complete all encompassing definition? It's very, very difficult. You can, at a time, you can define probably like 2 or 3 items or something like that. Beyond that, you cannot define. And there are so many different entities are there, and it's very, very difficult to define. And so many different stages are there. It's very difficult to define in one statement. And if sometimes when we use this word nirguna to the Lord, indicating that he is not having any material qualities, and these Mayavadis catch that. No, see, like nirguna. So he doesn't have any spiritual qualities. He doesn't have any qualities at all. He's just Brahman. No. So they just put him like that. So they take these words and they, argue on that particular aspect. But anyways, here the point is nirguna means he's not affected by the material modes of nature. Okay. Tribur gunamayir bhaver ebai sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabijanati mam ebhya param avyayam. Deluded by three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. For the whole world is enchanted by the three modes of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand that transcendental to this material nature is Supreme Lord Krishna. Every living entity under the influence of material nature has a particular type of body and a particular type of psychological and biological activities accordingly. No, this, as we were discussing the other day, so this certain kind of psychological and biological activities, it's designed in the body, and this body is a vehicle made by three modes of nature, right? So, and we are sitting on the vehicle, no? Yantra Rudani Maya. So we are sitting on the vehicle, and this is like, sometimes we think that we are this vehicle. So that's the problem. That's where the actual problem comes. So it's like somebody has a car, somebody has a very costly car, somebody has a bicycle and things like that. So various kinds of this ones are there. So in the same way, like this body is also various kinds of vehicles that is given by the three modes of nature. And somebody is like very intelligent, and somebody is very beautiful, somebody is very knowledgeable, or somebody is like very rich and things like that. So these are all like this is programmed in the body actually. This body contains all these things. Okay, so there are four classes of men functioning in the three material modes of nature. Those who are purely in mode of goodness are called brahmanas. Those who are purely in mode of passion are called kshatriyas. Those who are in the mode of both passion and ignorance are called vaishyas. And those who are completely in ignorance are called shudras. And those who are less than that are animals or animal life. So be it human beings, still it is considered to be animal life, if it is less than Shudra. So Shudra is like, in fact, Shudra is a very, very respectable, this one in the Vedic community. It's not very, as people these days have made it, it's not a very low class kind of a thing. Now, Shudras are like, they cannot control their senses. That's there. This whole gradation is based on sense control and knowledge. And sense control and knowledge are inversely proportional. So the more the sense control, more the knowledge, and less the sense control, less the knowledge. So now those Shudras are like people who doesn't have sense control, not that high level of sense control. So now when they don't have sense control, but then still why they are respected? So because they understand that they cannot control their senses on their own, but they voluntarily submit themselves to the process of Vedic system. So, and they accept the guidance of the brahmanas and kshatriyas, and they work accordingly under them and things like that. They have obedience to scriptures. They may not be able to understand the scriptures on their own, but they have obedience to scriptures and they listen to the instructions. And the animal life means what? That which is like not defined in the scriptures. It's like beyond this varnashram, this animal life. Either animals or animal life. No, that's what will not follow any of the rules and regulations. Okay, however, these designations are not permanent. I may be either a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or whatever. In any case, this life is temporary. But although life is temporary, we do not know what we are going to be in the next life. By the spell of illusory energy, we consider ourselves in terms of this bodily conception of life, and we thus think that we are American, Indian, Russian, or Brahmana, Hindu, Muslim, etc. And if we become entangled with the modes of material nature, then we forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's behind all these modes. So Lord Krishna says that the living entity deluded by the three modes of nature do not understand that behind the material background is the personality of Godhead. There are many different kinds of living entities, human beings, demigods, animals, etc. And each and every one of them is under the influence of material nature. And all of them have forgotten the transcendental personality of Godhead. Those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, and even those who are in the mode of goodness cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of absolute truth. So mode of goodness means what? What is the heights of mode of goodness? You can come to the level of Brahman. That means you have given up all the material this one contaminations. So three modes of nature is not touching you, no, to that degree. No, it's very very slight degree is there. What is that slight degree? That is like, no, you cannot understand the Supreme Lord. No, so you can get up till the point of understanding Brahman, but you cannot go beyond that. So they are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his personal feature, which um possesses all beauty, opulence, knowledge, strength, fame, and renunciation. So whenever this definition comes, like we should memorize this slokas also. No, Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya. Aishwarya means like what is that? Wealth. No, Aishwaryasya. Samagra means full. No, Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasha, Shriya. No, Jnana, Vairagayos, Chaiva, Shannam Vaga, Itingana. So like Aishwarya, so Samagrasya, Viryasya is strength, Yashasha, Yash means fame, Shriya, beauty, and Jnana is knowledge, Vairaga. So like renunciation. So this is like six, no, all six elements are mentioned. So this is the definition of God, means all six in full. So then is God. So when even those who are in goodness cannot understand what hope is there for those in passion and ignorance, Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature. And those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. Okay, so now we have to close the session. Before closing the session, we will just have a small quiz. So what is the thing is, even if I develop mode of goodness, I cannot understand Krishna. So then, on what basis that we can say that we can understand Krishna? What is our qualification to say that we can understand Krishna?
Transcend above the mode of goodness.
Hmm. So even if we transcend our mode of goodness, we can only reach up till Brahman. What is so specialty about Krishna consciousness that we are confident in saying that no, we can understand Krishna? Anyone would like to unmute and
Three
answer?
modes of nature will not act on you when you're in the state of Krishna consciousness, but when you're in the state of Brahman,
That's
there
also
are
beyond three modes of nature. Brahman is
there's
also
always a chance that you.
getting down. But how are we saying that we will be able to understand Krishna? On what strength, what authority we are saying that?
Hare Krishna,
Krishna will.
can I say?
Okay, Sarveshwar, who? Yes, who?
Prabhuji, actually, on our own, it's very, almost impossible to understand Krishna. But if we take the shelter of spiritual master, then it becomes very easy. And also, one point that if we completely surrender into our spiritual master and render service to him, then slowly we will progress towards above sattva guna. So
Okay, so above Sattva Guna, if you go, you can only reach to Brahman.
yes,
No,
yes.
you cannot reach to Krishna. And this
Okay.
process of accepting a spiritual master is there in every path. You know, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, any path you take, you have to accept a spiritual master. That's the there.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Uh,
By working on the qualities so that we can become more near and dear to Krishna.
what qualities?
Like as a human being, we have envy quality. We have, we
Okay,
be
these all will, we can actually take us to Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Saushati na Kangshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakte Labate Param. So it can take us to that point that we become Brahma Bhuta, we become free from all these negative qualities, and we may acquire some good qualities also, and now we will reach Brahman. That's all. So we will be able to do.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Is it like we should have desire to serve Krishna and please Krishna? This is
Yeah,
what.
we should have desire to serve and please Krishna, and that is one. But still, anything else is there?
So in the state of Brahman, you just know that you are not the body or the soul. But
Yeah.
at the state of Krishna consciousness, you know your true position.
So how we get to that state, and how we say that?
Applying your senses and devoting your entire all your activities in the service of the Lord.
So that will, okay. So what is the crux of the this one? Because I do this, I'll be able to get it. Because I'm dedicating everything to Krishna, so I'll be able to get it.
No, you realize that is your true duty to serve the Lord.
Okay.
It's
So
not like you're forcing yourself.
it's
We need the sanction of Krishna, bro. So
yeah.
Damodar Leela, we see two things, right? So two fingers are always short. So one is our endeavor, and second is uh, Lord sanction.
Yeah, so both the things very important. So this is very nicely you cited the Damodar Lila, this one. So this is a very important principle. So two things are involved. One is my desire and my service and things like that. If that is the only thing, so then it becomes okay, like no, it's there in my capacity. And what's the difference between other yoga system and this Krishna consciousness? Other yoga system, everything depends on like the practitioner, and the practitioner is given a clear cut plan. Okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, you will get this. Okay, right? But then it is not very permanent, and it is not very this one, it takes a long time of process and things like that. That is also awarded by Krishna, but it is more of mechanical. This one, if you do this, you know you will get it, like that. So you can reach up till Brahman by your mechanical process. Krishna has already pre-approved and made a system and given the process. So that's also happening based on sanction of Krishna, but that's a pre-sanctioned thing. But this one, Krishna Bhakti, is like not like that. It's case by case Krishna sanctions, right? So it's not going to be like blanket sanction. So and for someone, Krishna will say, okay, fine, like no, I'm pleased with you, and I'll take you back to Godhead. So like Putana, she didn't do any sadhana, she didn't do any any chanting, she didn't attend any Mangalarati, nothing. And Krishna chose like, okay, I'm taking you back to Godhead, finished. Right? So at the last moment, it's mentioned that she was the sister of Bali Maharaj in the previous birth. And when Vamana approached, when he just approached, he was like a very cute boy, and she thought like, oh, such a cute boy, what if I had a baby like this, son like this. And then when like Vamana Dev expanded and then he crushed Bali and things like that, she became envious of Krishna. So she had to become a demon, but then she had a desire to have Krishna as her son, and Krishna fulfilled that. Saying, okay, fine. You have demonic tendency, but then you had a desire to serve me. Okay, that's good. So then Krishna gave that this one. So then she could get purified, and she was going back to Godhead. And there are some devotee like who's just doing all his dedication and service and things like that. And Krishna chooses, okay, fine, I'll take you back after 5 lifetimes. It's like nobody can say anything. It's like impossible to say anything. No, it's Krishna's decision. And it's Krishna bestows. Even okay, that's going back to Godhead is one thing. Even in this lifetime, if we are able to think of Krishna, if we are able to realize Krishna's qualities and getting attracted to Krishna, it is by the blessings of the Lord. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's not at all possible. I can try my best, but it is not possible. So, okay. So we will stop here, right? Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.